It's not a game, it's a rich thing.
For their commitment, sacrifices, and tenacity. We are very much aware of the many appointments of President Nana Akufo-Addo that have gone to the youth and TESCON members during the previous term and this term. What it means is that as we continue to work harder to deliver on our mandate and hold on to power, the benefits that will accrue to Ghana and by extension to all of us will be enormous. And this is why it is important for us to break the eight. Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, it is one thing saying we will break the eight, but it is actually another thing breaking the eight. I'm very sure that all of us gathered here are not dreaming that breaking the eight mantra will end up as one of the platitudes of politics. Rather, it calls for a united party that rises above pettiness, rancor, selfishness, and other associated intra-party vices. Breaking the eight is a political pursuit that requires us to gird our loins together, build a strong party, and deliver competently on our mandate. Thankfully, we are led by a Commander-in-Chief, Nana Akufo-Addo, and in fact, he is the Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces, whose passion and determination to hand over power to an MPP president in 2025 is absolute. That is why we see His Excellency the President working tirelessly at every moment to make sure we succeed as a government and as a party. We saw the 2020 elections and the affirmative verdict of the Ghanaian people on our first term performance. It was a victory and endorsement of the competent work we did in our first term. We have begun our second term, which is a build-up on what we did in the first term. As our 2020 manifesto indicated, this term will see to the consolidation of many of the laudable initiatives that we undertook in the first term, many of which have led to solutions that have never been since independence. Ladies and gentlemen, we have implemented some bold initiatives and fixed quite a number of problems that needed fixing. In fact, we have fixed many things in the country, and we are fixing more. By implementing the free senior high school education for every qualified Ghanaian child, we have fixed the problem and provided relief to parents and guardians from the agony, shame, and indignity of being unable to pay for their wards' education. And we have set our teenagers on a life-changing path. by bringing an end to doom so and at the same time cumulatively reducing electricity prices for all Ghanaians. We have fixed the woes of households and enterprises, be they cold stores or vulcanizers. By undertaking the banking sector cleanup exercise, we have fixed the problem of depositors losing their lifetime savings. By restoring the teacher and nursing trainee allowances, we have fixed parts of their daily education earnings. We are fixing unemployment with jobs for the youth, including unemployed university graduates. We have unfrozen the freeze that was put on recruitment into the public sector. We've provided over 750,000 jobs, including 100,000 for NAPO. By providing an ambulance to each constituency, we have fixed the problem. An injured farmer or pregnant woman due for labor in Mankasim, Saboba, Boma, or Sagako-Kope, who hitherto could not have access to the emergency service of an ambulance because the national ambulance service had virtually collapsed. With our digitization agenda, we are fixing the informal economy to make lives better and business friendly. There are many who have not or do not understand the digitization agenda. Sometimes people ask me, oh, we thought you were an economist, but why are you doing digitization? But that just shows a lack of understanding. We are trying to build the pillars for the transformation of the economy in this global fourth industrial revolution. How do countries grow? History and the empirical evidence tells us that the countries which do better and grow and transform are the countries that adopt and implement technological change. Period. It is about technology. In the year 1500, China was the most advanced economy in the world. By 1800, 300 years later, it was Western Europe. Today, a new race is taking place. We have the fourth industrial revolution, and it is an industrial revolution that is based on systems and data. If you don't get yourself ready, you will be left behind. And we are not going to allow Ghana to be left behind. We are digitizing the economy, and we are going to make a lot of progress in that direction. So for those who don't understand that space, please just watch and you will see transformation coming in year after year. Ladies and gentlemen, our one district, one factory policy is delivering many industries. In fact, the Minister for Trade and Industry mentioned that we have so far almost 150 factories under one team, one earth, which replaces the collapsing industrial place that we inherited. We have fixed many of the corrupt practices associated with the acquisition of passports and driver's licenses through digitization. We have fixed the challenges associated with renewing the National Health Insurance membership. Today, you can renew it just sitting on your mobile phone at home or wherever, and you renew it. One of the major things that we have done, which will have major implications going down the road. When we came into office, one of the biggest problems for the growth and development of this economy was the narrow tax base that we had as a country. In fact, at the end of 2016, only 750,000 people had tax identification numbers. That was just about 4% of the adult population. 4% of the adult population had tax identification numbers. Only 4%. But when we came into office, of course, we issued the national ID card and we took the innovative policy of changing the tax identification number to the national ID card number. So that the Ghana card number is the tax identification number today. And just in doing that, we have increased the number of people, the proportion of the adult population who have tax identification numbers from 4% in 2016 to 86% today. That is what we call transformation. And you are now going to see over the years the impact of this. Similarly, when we came into office, you wouldn't even send money from Vodafone to MTN or from MTN to Airtel TV. There was no interoperability. We came into office, we have put in place the interoperability. And not only did we put in place interoperability between the telcos, we put in place the first of its kind in Africa, interoperability between the telcos and the banking accounts, the bank accounts and the mobile wallets. And this we did, and by so doing, we have two things happen. The mobile money market has boomed. The Ghana's mobile money market is the fastest growing in Africa. Last year, mobile money transactions reached $100 billion. $100 billion of mobile money transactions just in 2020. $100 billion by putting mobile money interoperability together. But also, we solved a major problem. By the time we came into office, only about 30% of the adult population had bank accounts. The vast majority of the population have mobile money accounts. So we said, why don't we bring that interoperability between the bank account and the mobile money account so that you can transfer money from the bank account to the mobile money and vice versa. And therefore, let the mobile money account act as a bank account. People didn't understand it, but we have done it. It was the first in Africa, and that has increased the number of people who have bank accounts from 30% to 90%. And it is a major transformation that we are seeing with interoperability. We have fixed a major problem. We have fixed the cumbersome process of clearing goods at the port. If you go to the ports today, it used to be a nightmare. Today, it's a smooth process of clearing goods. The problem of no national identification has been largely solved, and we are moving rapidly with the national ID card. There was a problem even with student loan, that you needed a guarantor to have a student loan. Today, you don't need a guarantor. You need your national ID card to have a student loan. So we are doing a lot, ladies and gentlemen. Many of these challenges we have faced had not been addressed since independence. Yes, there's a lot more to fix, but we are proud of what we have done and been able to achieve in only our first term in office. On the macroeconomic front, we saw how our government, through prudent and pragmatic approaches, restored stability for a flight until COVID-19 set in. You saw the first 3 years, major increase in growth and stability. But we had COVID. COVID, ladies and gentlemen, is the greatest phenomenon in terms of the recession that we are seeing. That is the largest recession since 1945, the largest global recession since 1945, and it has impacted many economies, including ours. But we have persevered. It is the result of the work that we did in the first 3 years that has given us some cushion against the ravages of COVID-19. Today, while many countries are still struggling to navigate through the tortuous path of a COVID-19 induced economy, ours is gradually recovering and showing signs of a rebound that we're very happy about. Our overall GDP, excluding oil, which declined by 5.8% and 3% in the second and third quarters of 2020, have rebounded strongly and registered a positive growth of 4% in the last quarter of 2020. This growth momentum has continued in the first quarter of 2021, with the economy registering further than oil growth of 4.6%. We are seeing a strong pickup in the economic activity as the Bank of Ghana's composite index of real sector activity has recorded a 33.1% annual growth this year, as compared to a contraction of 10.2% in the corresponding period of 2020. Ladies and gentlemen, this signifies that we are seeing a restoration of the momentum of economic growth which we lost during last year's pandemic period, the heart of that pandemic. We are witnessing, ladies and gentlemen, notwithstanding the COVID pandemic, and it is important for you to take this in. Notwithstanding the COVID pandemic, we are witnessing one of the lowest inflation rates on record in about 2 decades. Inflation, which at the height of the pandemic was around 11.8%, dropped to 7.5% in May 2021 before inching up to 7.8% as of June. As I keep emphasizing all the time, our cedi exchange rate management has been one of the best for any first-term government since 1992. One of the best. And the performance of 2020, the performance of the cedi for 2020 and 2021 have been quite simply superb. The stability of the cedi so far this year has been the best for the same period after any election year under the Fourth Republic, notwithstanding COVID. And I really down my heart to the central bank and the work that they are doing in exchange rate management. Cumulatively, from the beginning of the year to date, the exchange rate has depreciated by 0.6% against the US dollar, but it has appreciated by 3.6% against the euro. This stability is expected to be maintained as we move towards the close of the year. Today, even in the midst of COVID, our international reserves position has increased to the equivalent of 5 months of imports cover. This is one of the highest international reserve positions on record in the history of Ghana. This is one of our highest. This compares well with a stock position of about 4.3 months of import cover last year. I want to let you think about one thing. You hear the NDC saying, but the debt level has gone up. Sure, the debt level has gone up, but economic management has not gone down. The debt level has increased, yes, But why do we want to maintain prudent debt levels? When you teach economics, you have to ask your students that question. Why is it that we ask that the debt levels be maintained at prudent levels? The reason is because if you do not manage your debt properly, it will affect your exchange rate, it will affect your interest rates, it will affect your inflation, it will affect your growth. Isn't that the case? You are managing the economy in a way to look at its impact on these variables: exchange rates, interest rates, inflation, and growth rates. That is the issue. When the NDC was in government, well, way before they took us to HIPIC, remember the HIPIC period, they had mismanaged the debt level such that we had very high inflation, very high exchange rate depreciation, very high interest rates, and low growth. That was the legacy they left us. By the time we were going towards 2016, the debt levels have increased to an extent where the inflation was going up, interest rates going up, exchange rate depreciation going up, and growth also coming down. And they had to run to the IMF for a bailout. Wasn't that the case? That was NDC economic management. Our debt levels have gone up, but what has happened to inflation? It has come down. What has happened to exchange rates? Depreciation has come down. What has happened to interest rates? It has come down. What has happened to growth? It is going up. That is a difference in economic management. It's a difference in economic management. There's one that is incompetent and there's one that is competent. And if you choose the NDC, you go to the incompetent path. You choose the MPP, you have competent economic management. So, it is important. They didn't have COVID, but they couldn't manage the debt. We have COVID, we've been able to manage it. And that is a big difference. So, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Tescolians, these are remarkable gains that should not just make us proud, but usher us into believing that there is still more to be done. There's still more to be done, and we must do. I am of the conviction that if we are able to build on this solid foundation, complete all initiated projects, and execute our 2020 manifesto pledges, Ghanaians will give us the opportunity to continue governance beyond 2024. We will deliver and we will break the 8. I am very sure about that. I bring you the assurances of President Nana Addo Akufo-Addo that we will do our best not to disappoint Ghanaians and you, our gallant soldiers. We equally require you to join hands with us in this pursuit and let us see ourselves as collaborators and agents of Break the 8. Ladies and gentlemen, we are committed, the President and I, we are committed to breaking the 8, and I implore you, our cherished patriots, to commit to the same. We are committed to the pursuit of building Ghana as a prosperous economy, free and fair. We are committed to ensure that we build an efficient public sector and committed to supporting growth of the private sector as a source of job creation. We are committed to fighting bribery and corruption, and we are committed to building a future for the youth and the next generation and expanding their opportunities for the fast emerging world of technological and digital innovation. I am proud that over the last 4 years, we have sent free Wi-Fi to 722 senior high schools, 13 universities, 46 colleges of education, and 260 district education offices. It's major. Quite simply, we are committed to building a good society for all. I would like to thank all of you very much for your attention. God bless us. God make the NPP stronger. God bless TESCO. And I thank you very much.